Hey, hi, hello friends. Today I'm here with my December TBR. It's December 1st when I'm filming this. It's currently 14 degrees outside. Celsius. What? I have like 13 books that I want to read this month. The first book that I really want to finish is one I've had on the stack since June. I started reading it and I just haven't finished it, and that is Love After the End, an anthology of two-spirit indigiqueer speculative fiction. There are 9 short stories in this. I think I've read 2. So I really need to finish this. I struggle with short story collections. Not because it's not good, like the 2 stories I read were very good. It's just that I don't know. My interest doesn't lie in short story collections, I guess. But I am excited to finish this. I'm hoping I'll crank out some more stories here right away with some reading sprints. Hopefully somebody hosts some reading sprints this week. This will be perfect for that. The next thing I need to read, because it was at the top of my stack for November and I didn't get to it because I had a hold on the audiobook from Libby and it didn't come in when I thought I was going to. That's Hunting by Stars by Sherry Dimmeline. This is the sequel to The Marrow Thieves, which I love, which is a young adult indigenous kind of dystopian novel, I guess, following this found family group of characters on the run in the Canadian wilderness because white people have lost the ability to dream, and so they found that the key to dreaming lies in Indigenous people's bone marrow, so they're harvesting Indigenous people's bone marrow. It's sort of an allegory on the residential school system and the mistreatment of Indigenous people in Canada and North America. I love The Marrow Thieves, one of my favorite books. One of my favorites from, I think I read it in 2018, so I was excited to see it was getting a sequel, and this one is like 4 times as long as The Marrow Thieves, so I'm intrigued. I think it follows the same characters and it's just a continuation of the story. So now I have the audiobook out from Libby. I'm definitely going to be getting to this in the first part of December. This is a very random pick, but I thought I'd mention it. This is book 7 of the Septimus Heap series by Angie Sage, Fire. This was a favorite series of mine when I was a kid, and I never finished reading it because I think the last book came out in like 2013 when I was a teenager. I wasn't really reading middle grade very much, and so I reread this series the last couple of years, and I read for the first time the 6th book in January, and then I just never read the 7th one yet, so I kind of want to just get this done, complete another series, because it was a favorite of mine when I was a kid, and I never, read the ending. They're very whimsical, like younger, middle grade wizard and witch stories that take place in this castle, following the 7th son of the 7th son, who's like prophesized to be an amazing wizard, and it's really fun. So I need to get this finished, and I think with all these other like heavy, thick fantasies I have for this month, and thrillers, I need to like have something lighter on there. Oh, I totally forgot to mention the book I'm currently reading. I forgot to mention it because I don't have a copy yet. It's Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee. This is the final book in the Greenbone saga. I just started listening to the audiobook for this one this morning, so I'm only like 5% of the way in because it's a 28-hour audiobook. I've listened to like 1 or 2 hours. So my pre-order is not in yet, so I am just listening to the audiobook. If you can hear a licking noise, my dog, now is the time to lick herself when I'm filming. So the next thing I have is The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan. This is the 2nd book in the Wheel of Time series. I read The Eye of the World in the beginning of November and I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I want to continue on with the series. I have been watching the show and I'm loving it. Yes, I've been spoiled a little bit. I can see some spoilers for later books in the series just because like there's big moments. I'm like, oh yeah, I did not read that in the first book, but that's okay because I'm gonna probably be continuing on with this series for quite a long time if I decide I want to keep reading it. I have here what many people are calling the Sapphic Trifecta of new release fantasy for this year, which is The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri, The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke, and She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. I've been meaning to get to some of these, like I've been trying to get to them for months and I just have not. So now it's December and I'm like, oh my god, I want to read all of them. I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them, especially with other chunky books on this TBR. The Jasmine Throne follows 2 characters. One is a princess who is trapped by her brother, and the other one is a maidservant, and they're coming together to bring down the empire or whatever. I've heard great things about Tasha Suri. So I'm excited. This is a chunky book, but it has great sized font. Unbroken by C.L. Clark. And I feel like these were all in my November TBR too. Whoops. This one follows a soldier and a turncoat through assassinations and massacres in bedrooms and war rooms. They haggle over the price of a nation, but some things aren't for sale. I'm not going to go into it. I don't want to know too much, so I'm giving you like a really shitty synopsis off the back of the book, but I'm very excited. I've heard great things about this one. She Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. This is like Mulan-esque. There is no description on this book, so I think it's about a girl who masquerades as a boy to go to war. I want to read so many fantasy. It's just overwhelming. Right, then I have A Marvelous Light by Freya Marske. This is a fairly new release, and it's a historical fiction fantasy about a couple, like a guy who gets promoted in this magical society, I think, or something. And then there's maybe a male-male romance. I've heard it compared to Doctor Strange and Mr. Norrell and a few other things, and I'm very intrigued. I really want to get to this one. It's The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. I just read Passing by Nella Larson in November, and I believe this book has somewhat inspired by that, and so I'm very intrigued. We follow two sisters as they grow up, and one of them decides to live as a white woman when one continues living as a black woman. And I'm not sure if they're twins or if, like, I'm not sure. But we follow both of them and how their lives diverge and the lives of their families through the choices they make. Sounds very interesting. I've heard nothing but good things. Love the cover. This is what I have left. 3 thrillers that I want to get to. Will I get to them all? We'll see. But I have Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams. I think this was probably on my November TBR. Didn't quite get to it. This is about a girl whose twin sister jumps off a bridge, I think. So our main character goes there to investigate her sister's death. And I've been hearing not good things about this one lately. So I'm concerned, but I'm still willing to give it a shot because I did enjoy No Exit for the most part. I have The Night Swim by Megan Golding. This one is about a woman, I believe she has a podcast, like a true crime podcast, and so she goes to this town to report on this rape trial, and she gets caught up in the mystery, the crimes, I don't know. I love books with podcast elements, and I have a hold on the audiobook for this one as well, so I'm intrigued to see if it how it does podcasts, because some books do them like really cool, and some don't. Like some audiobooks. So we'll see. The last book on this TBR is Who is Maude, Dixon by Alexandra Andrews. This one is about a woman who works in publishing. I think she's an assistant to this very well-known but very mysterious author. Very well-known but very mysterious. Very famous but very mysterious author. No one really knows this author's real identity. So our main character works for her, or this author. I think it's a woman. And she unexpectedly dies, I believe, and so the main character is like, I'm gonna take her identity because no one actually knows who she is anyway. I haven't heard a ton about this. I haven't seen a ton of people reading this. I think maybe Gabby from Gabby Reads, that's where I first saw this, and I haven't really seen anyone else read it. It gives me The Plot vibes by Jean Humph Corlitz, which I read a few months ago. Like, it's giving me that. But I don't know which one came out first. I think this one did. That is my lofty TBR for December. Starting in January, I'm gonna try to make smaller TBRs because it's better to make a small TBR and like read a ton more than to make a really outrageously large TBR and then be like, oh, I didn't get to most of these things. I think I will get to most of them. I don't know if I'll get to all of them. There's some chunky books on here, but I'm very excited for December. Comment below what you're excited to read in December and if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them. I hope this video wasn't super long, but if you made it all the way to the end and stuck around, leave like a book stack emoji or something. Not creative. I'm very excited because I know a ton of people are planning on doing Vlogmas and Bookmas and all these things. I'm so excited for all the content that's going to come out of December. I'm going to be lucky if I can catch up on the videos that I want to make. That's all for now. I will see you soon with another video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.